Tina Knowles and her husband, Richard Lawson, have recently parted ways. According to Richard, he reached a point where he felt frustrated due to what he perceived as ongoing disrespect from Tina. Richard Lawson spent a long time, 32 years to be exact, trying to build a relationship with Tina. But things didn't go as planned when they got married. Instead of their marriage lasting a long time, it only lasted 8 years. Richard said that he realized Tina wasn't exactly the same person he thought she was when they got married. This makes us wonder if Tina tricked him into marrying her on purpose. Let's find out more about their story as we look at their time together. This has made people wonder why they're being so quiet on social media. As they go through this new part of their lives, their silence online makes us curious about why they made this choice. There are many rumors suggesting that they might be getting a divorce. This year, a lot of celebrities in Hollywood have been announcing their divorces, which makes us curious about what's happening behind the scenes in their lives. While the news about Tina and Richard getting a divorce isn't completely unexpected, given what's been going on, it does make us think about the reasons that might be causing these changes in the glamorous world of Hollywood. The sad part of this situation is that when Tina Knowles and Richard Lawson first got together, many people genuinely believed that their marriage would last forever. They knew each other for a long time before they became a couple, which made it seem stable. Tina had gone through a difficult marriage before with Beyoncé and Solange's dad, Matthew Knowles. This made people think she deserved a beautiful love story. Her previous marriage with Matthew lasted 30 years, but it had problems. People said he cheated on her, which made those years unhappy for Tina. About a year after she married, Tina was pregnant with Beyoncé. At this time, she went to see her friend Gwen. During this visit, something remarkable happened. Tina crossed paths with Gwen's older brother, Richard Lawson. Surprisingly, despite Tina visibly carrying a pregnancy, Richard was captivated by her. He made advances towards her during this encounter, seemingly unfazed by her pregnancy. He believed that he had experienced love at first sight and didn't let her condition deter his feelings. Here's where things get interesting. At that time, Richard was already married and he had a daughter as well. Despite his advances, Tina declined his romantic gestures and they settled into a friendship. Richard, along with his then wife, Denise, then went through a divorce in 1989. Even after the divorce, he remained open to the possibility of a relationship with Tina, even if she was still married to Matthew and had given birth to another daughter, Solange. There were rumors going around that Matthew might have been cheating on Tina during that time, but despite that, they tried to keep their marriage together. Tina was really committed to making things work. Even when Beyoncé became a big star and the whole family got famous, Matthew's unfaithfulness didn't stop. It got worse because he wasn't very careful about hiding his affairs. People started knowing about his cheating. Things got even more serious when he had an affair with a woman named Alexandra who ended up getting pregnant. This really strained their marriage and they almost broke up because of it. But Tina decided to give Matthew another chance and hoped things would get better. Unfortunately, Matthew didn't change. He messed up again by getting another woman pregnant. Their marriage was full of challenges that tested their relationship a lot. Tina reached her breaking point where she couldn't handle it anymore and decided to officially end her marriage with Matthew by filing for divorce. This big change created a chance for Richard Lawson. He had been around Tina for 30 years, maybe waiting for the right time. When Tina's divorce from Matthew was final in 2011, Richard saw his moment. However, Tina only thought of Richard as a friend, and that's where he stayed for a few years. It wasn't until 2013 that Richard was able to make Tina see him differently and become romantically interested. Their journey from being friends to becoming a couple happened slowly over time. After they got divorced, Matthew had a baby with another woman, and this might have made Tina feel sad. Matthew had also had kids with other women before, so this might have bothered her too. She might have been worried that if Richard could have a baby outside of marriage, he might also cheat on her. But with time, Tina got over her worries. In 2013, she decided to give Richard a chance and they started dating. This was a big change in their relationship after knowing each other for a long time. It's been quite a journey, stretching across an impressive 32 years since Richard first liked Tina. The way he stuck around and waited is really something worth noticing. Their relationship grew stronger, and what's even more amazing is that Tina's kids liked Richard too. It probably wasn't hard for him to get their approval since they had known him for a while. They were used to him and knew he was a good person, not trying to get something because of her famous daughters. Their relationship went well, and everything seemed to fit together perfectly. In 2014, there was a moment when Tina's granddaughter, Blue Ivy, asked Richard in a playful way when he was going to ask Tina to marry him. This made Richard want to do things right, so he asked Blue for her permission first. He said, "Can I marry your grandma?" And Blue gave her sweet approval. After that, Richard took another step and talked to Beyoncé and Solange, Tina's daughters, to ask for their blessing too. He understood how important their support was for their marriage to work. Miss Tina and Richard got married in 2015, and it was clear to everyone that they really loved each other. They were always together. If you saw one, the other wasn't far away. They did everything together, from fancy events to special holidays. It seemed like they were really happy together, and Tina was finally getting the love story she should have. But as time passed, some things in their marriage started to make people concerned. One thing that caught attention was that Tina didn't want to remove Matthew's last name after marrying Richard. Instead, she added Richard's last name, becoming Tina Knowles Lawson. This puzzled people because usually when someone gets married again, they change their last name. Many wondered why she didn't do that. Some people thought she might have kept the Knowles names because her famous daughters also have it. Even though Beyoncé took Jay-Z's name and became Beyoncé Knowles Carter, this choice left some people confused about the reasons behind it. Yes, some people thought that Tina's decision to keep both her ex-husband's last name and add Richard's might be her way of holding onto the fame that comes with a Knowles name, even though she's not technically a Knowles anymore. Some fans felt that this choice could be seen as disrespectful to Richard because it seemed like she valued her past connections more than her current marriage. Interestingly, Richard didn't seem to make a big deal out of this. Or maybe he was just happy that Tina had given him a chance and didn't want to cause problems. Despite this, more rumors started spreading suggesting that Tina's behavior towards Richard had become disrespectful. These rumors give us a glimpse into the more complicated aspects of their relationship, sparking discussions and guesses among fans and those watching from the outside. People who knew about their relationship shared information that Tina wasn't treating Richard the way you would expect in a marriage. They said that she was sometimes rude and didn't take his feelings and thoughts seriously. This became more obvious when they did an interview together. In that interview, Tina openly said that Richard wasn't the perfect match for her. This hurtful statement must have really affected him. Richard felt really hurt when Tina made those comments in the interview. People noticed this and criticized Tina for not being respectful. The problem wasn't what she said, but how she said it. She sounded like she was talking down to him. Sources say that this incident was just one of many times when Tina didn't care about how Richard felt. This wasn't the only time she acted this way. According to Richard himself, Tina's disrespectful behavior was a big reason why he eventually decided to end the relationship. Tina has a strong personality, and this seems to have caused a lot of problems between them. New information has shown that Tina could sometimes be controlling and ask for things in a demanding way. After being together for 8 years, Richard reached a point where he felt he couldn't handle it anymore. The person he thought he was marrying turned out to be different from the person she became, and being married to her wasn't as enjoyable as he had hoped. This might have been due to her bossy behavior. Their separation has become quite clear because they haven't been trying to keep it a secret. The signs of their split are noticeable, and it seems that they're no longer trying to hide it from the public eye. Remember how I mentioned they were always seen together? Well, that's not the case anymore. They haven't been seen together for months, and Tina hasn't shared any pictures of them together for a while. What's even more crazy is that Richard didn't attend to Jay-Z's mom's wedding, but Tina attended. This was quite unusual because it's the kind of event he wouldn't have missed. All of these signs made fans realize that something is definitely going on between them. The absence of public appearances and social media posts suggests that their relationship might be going through a tough time. Tina wasn't present at the screening of Richard's new movie, Black Terror. Fans also observed that in pictures from the event, Richard wasn't wearing his wedding ring. Given these circumstances, People don't seem to blame Richard for feeling a certain kind of emotion about the situation. In fact, many fans expressed their support for him. Do you think Tina was disrespectful to Richard, or could he have been overly sensitive? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and don't miss out on the next video. Hit the like button and subscribe for more engaging content like this. Thank you for watching!